I mean, glory, glory, hallelujah, glory, glory, hallelujah. It's one of those melodies, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's
Oh,
impossible not to know it. It feels,
ah.
I don't know, important.
Important, exactly. It screams American history, the Civil War, his truth is marching on.
It is stirring. But I think we have to admit why we're here today. We're about to completely ruin that melody for you.
Oh, we are going to absolutely demolish it because for today's deep dive, we're talking about a version of the song where the lyrics are definitely not about truth marching on.
Not even close.
No. They're about a rookie paratrooper, a catastrophic mistake, and, well, a very long fall.
And the lyrics get, shall we say, specific. It's called Blood on the Rising.
The blood on the risers. And, the thing that really hooked me when we were digging into the source material, it's not just shock value. We have all these records from Fort Benning, technical manuals.
Right.
And they all point to the song being, weirdly, a survival tool.
That is exactly the mission for this deep dive. It's so easy to just hear the gory, gory part and dismiss it. But we want to explore how this incredibly dark song actually works as a critical, cautionary tale.
A masterclass on what not to do.
Exactly. It's about safety, preparation, and the psychology of facing, extreme risk. All set to a tune you can't forget.
So if you're a bit squeamish, this is your official heads up. We're about to jump in.
And to really get it, you have to start with the music's history. Its lineage is a whole story in itself.
Right, because I started off humming the Battle Hymn of the Republic. But that wasn't the beginning, was it?
No, that was already a rewrite. You have to go back to the Civil War, to the Union soldiers. They were marching to that melody, but they were singing John Brown's Body.
John Brown's Body.
Yeah.
So gritty, political.
Very. It's about a radical abolitionist body moldering in the grave. It's earthy. It's rough.
And then Julia Ward Howe hears it, and she elevates it. She turns it into this lofty, religious, almost transcendent hymn.
The Battle Hymn of the Republic. All about glory and divine judgment. And then, 80 years later,
World War II.
World War II. And a brand new type of soldier, the paratrooper, gets her hands on it.
And they just drag it right back down to earth.
Literally and figuratively, yeah. They take this hymn about spiritual glory and turn it into a step-by-step guide to physical destruction.
Let's talk about that chorus. I mean, the switch is just so blunt.
It's cynical, almost. Glory, glory, hallelujah becomes.
Gory, gory, what a hell of a way to die.
And the punchline, his truth is marching on, gets replaced with the coldest possible take. He ain't gonna jump no more.
It's so final. And what struck me, looking at the lyrics you sent over, is that it's not just a chant, it's a story.
It's a completely linear narrative.
Yeah.
It follows this rookie paratrooper from sitting in the plane to the jump, the failure, the panic, the fall.
And the aftermath, it gets very, very descriptive about the aftermath.
Yes, it does. The ambulance crew scraping him up. It's all in there.
Which brings me back to your point. How is that a cautionary tale? It sounds more like a horror story.
Well, this is where you have to read it like an accident report.
Yeah.
The song is actually an instructional guide on what not to do. It hammers home that in the airborne, the line between living and dying is just one tiny mistake.
Okay, so let's deconstruct the disaster. The song is very clear about why he died. It's not combat.
No, not at all. The sources point out he does almost everything right. The lyrics say he counted long, he counted loud, he's following his training, but he makes one single fatal error.
He forgets to hook up his static line.
That's it. That's the moment. Everything else is just a consequence of that one action.
Okay, so for those of us listening who aren't paratroopers, we need to break this down. A static line isn't just like a piece of string.
Not even close.
Yeah.
See, in sports skydiving, you pull a ripcord, you're in control. In World War II military jumping, the plane opens your parachute for you.
How does that work mechanically?
Okay, so you have this long strap, the static line, attached to your parachute pack. The other end has a hook. Before you jump, you hook that onto a steel cable that runs down the inside of the plane.
So you're literally attached to the airplane.
For a second, yes. When you jump, your body falls, that line pulls tight, and the tension yanks the cover off your parachute and pulls the canopy out. Then the line breaks away. It's an automatic deployment.
So if you don't hook that line up,
Nothing happens. The pack on your back stays shut. You're just falling.
that is a terrifying thought. And the song really captures that, doesn't it? The verse about him waiting for the shock.
Yeah, that jolt of the canopy opening. He feels the wind, he feels the cold, but he never feels the shock. And you can imagine that dawning horror. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, nothing.
But wait, he's still alive. He's in free fall. And the song says he pulls his reserve chute. I mean, that sounds like the right move.
In theory, yes.
Hmm.
Plan A failed, so you go to Plan B. But this is the next warning in the song. He deploys the reserve, but is in a bad falling position.
And this is specific to the gear they were using back then, right?
Very specific to the T5 and T7 rigs of the 1940s. Today, your reserve is usually on your back with your main. But back then, the reserve was a completely separate pack on your chest.
The belly bag.
The belly bag, exactly. So picture it. He's tumbling, no main chute to stabilize him. He's flailing, probably spinning.
And in all that chaos, he pulls the handle on the pack on his stomach.
Right, and because he's unstable, the little pilot chute doesn't catch clean air and fly away from him. It wraps around him.
And the lyrics say he becomes entangled in the parachute's canopy and risers.
He essentially gift wraps himself in his own safety equipment. The reserve deploys, but it can't inflate. It becomes a shroud.
And we should probably define that term from the title. Risers, what are they?
Good point. The risers are the 4 heavy-duty straps that connect all the parachute suspension lines, the strings, to the harness on your shoulders. They're the load-bearing connection.
So the very things meant to connect him to safety are what entangle him.
Precisely. The song is a chain of errors. If he hooked the static line, he lives. If he'd stabilized his fall before pulling the reserve, he might have lived. It's not just he died, it's he died because of X, then Y, then Z.
It really is a crash report set to music.
And that's why it was so effective. It was a mnemonic device. Hook up, check your gear, don't panic.
So who wrote this? This masterpiece of macabre instruction.
That's the thing. No one knows. The author is listed as unattributed pretty much everywhere.
That kind of feels right, doesn't it? Like it just emerged out of the barracks.
And the leading theory is that it was a collective creation, written verse by verse, probably by trainees at Fort Benning.
The home of the infantry. Yeah, you can picture it. Guys in a barracks one-upping each other with a new, grislier line.
And then they took that song with them. The sources describe them singing it on the plane right before a jump.
That's the part that just blows my mind. You're about to do one of the most dangerous things a human can do, and you're singing about it going horribly wrong.
It's what some psychologists call psychological inoculation.
Like a vaccine.
Exactly like a vaccine. You give yourself a small, controlled dose of the fear. By singing about the worst possible outcome, you're facing it. You're owning it. You're turning it into a rhythm you can control.
You're laughing at it. Like, you can't scare me. I'm already singing about it.
Precisely. And it builds this incredible unit cohesion. We're the guys who sing about death. And it wasn't a secret either. We found newspaper clippings from 43, 44, calling it a paratrooper favorite.
And that culture. I mean, it didn't just end in 1945. This song has had some serious legs.
It absolutely has. It's part of the airborne identity. You go to the 82nd Airborne, the 173rd Airborne, they all know this song.
The notes here also mention the 101st Airborne, the Screaming Eagles, but there's a funny bit of rivalry mentioned.
Yes, a little bit of military inside baseball.
It says that even though they're associated with the song, they're colloquially known as legs.
Right, so legs is the classic paratrooper insult for anyone who isn't airborne qualified, anyone who has to walk.
But before you're a first.
They're legends. They are. But back in WWII, a lot of their forces were glider infantry, not parachutists. And today they're primarily an air assault division, using helicopters. So the pure static line guys and other units still like to give them a hard time about it.
So they still get called legs, even while they're singing the ultimate paratrooper anthem.
Exactly. But it shows how the song kind of transcends those little rivalries. It's for everyone in that high-risk fraternity.
And it's not just an American thing. It's gone global.
Yeah, that's what's so fascinating. Gravity and dark humor are universal, it seems.
What are some of the other versions?
Well, in Spain, it's called Sangre en las Cuerdas.
Blood on the lines.
Same idea. In a lot of Latin American countries, their airborne units call it Mancha Roja.
Red stain. Wow. That's efficient.
Gets the point across, doesn't it? British airborne units sing it too. It's just a core part of that culture, worldwide.
And we can't talk about its legacy without mentioning Band of Brothers.
Of course not. That miniseries put paratrooper culture on the map for a whole new generation.
They sing it in the show, and it just perfectly captures that gallows humor. But there's a more recent story that I just love. The story of Vince Speranza.
What a great story. He was a genuine WWII vet from the 101st Battle of the Bulge. A real hero. And in 2019, a video of him pops up online.
And he's not just telling a story.
No. He's in Bastogne, I believe, surrounded by people, and he just launches into Blood on the Riser
Just belting it out.
with everything he's got. The video got over 1 million views. It's this incredible bridge from the 1940s to the YouTube era. You see this man in his 90s, and for that moment, he's 20 years old again. It's not just a song, it's a memory.
And he even went on to record it.
Like he did. Just an amazing testament to how deep this stuff runs.
So it's in movies, video games. It's really become the cultural shorthand for paratroopers.
It has. If you want to show a character as a tough, fatalistic airborne soldier, you have him hum gory, gory. It sets the scene instantly.
All right, let's bring this in for a safe landing.
A much safer one, I hope.
We've gone from this noble Civil War hymn to a grisly checklist about static lines, all the way to a viral video of a veteran.
It's been a journey.
Mm.
And I think the big takeaway, the so what of all this, is about the function of dark humor.
Because it can sound so disrespectful from the outside.
It really can.
Yeah.
But it's not about disrespecting the dead. It's about acknowledging the lethal reality of the job so you can function.
You have to look the gory part right in the eye.
You sing about it, you face it.
And then you check your static line one more time because you are not going to be the guy in the song.
Yeah.
It turns this terrifying thing into a rhythm you can march to.
Right. It takes individual fear and makes it a collective chant, a resolve, which got me thinking, we don't really have anything like this in modern civilian life.
Not really, no. We have instruction manuals. We don't have instructional anthems.
Exactly. I mean, if this song is a survival checklist set to music, what are our modern versions? What mantras do we use to remember life-saving steps? That's a great question. We have phone reminders and checklists, but we've kind of lost that art of the cautionary anthem.
Maybe we have. Imagine a catchy song about checking your blind spot before you change lanes. Or, I don't know, about the dangers of hitting reply all.
Gory, I hit send.
Something to think about, I guess. The next time you find yourself humming a tune.
And whatever you're doing, please just remember to hook up the static line.
Words to live by. Thanks for listening to this deep dive.
Stay safe.